I could dunk on him, you know. And the only thing that assistant, he told me, hey, we have to be focused on different points. I said, no, you, man, we have a different point.
Hello, everyone. This is Basket News Film Session, and we are here in Kaunas with the head coach of Italy national team and ASVEL Villeurbanne, Gianmarco Pozzecco.
Everything.
Everything.
This is 99.
99.
Yeah, I'm so old. What I have to tell you?
I need some explanation about these moves. And haircut, of course. The haircut is another topic.
Okay, I start to talk about my haircut, my color of the hair. We went to play in Bologna, Final Four. It was tough. First of all, because there was the lockdown in the NBA, and Virtus signed Olo Wakandi just 10 days before.
Okay.
He was the first in the draft. And Fortitudo signed Vini Del Negro.
Okay.
That was a huge star. So,
big names, wow.
Yeah. And so we were, of course, underdog.
So you wanted to take the spotlight from these guys, right? Painting your hair red.
No, wait. And we won the semifinal. I went to the locker room. We were, of course, so happy. And I went to the locker room and I said to everybody, in Italiano we said, facciamo un voto. It means you have to do something to make happy your goal. You understand what I mean? So I said, we have to do something with our hair.
Okay.
Color the hair, cut everything, something stupid. Something to just to... We do it this in Italy, we are most of the time we are...
Yeah, sometimes champions shave their head.
Yeah,
with a bald,
they do. You can do after or before you, just to put, we are, I said like...
to get united, let's say something like feeling of, getting uniting everybody.
Also it's like spirit, team spirit. And I said, and everybody... answer to me, okay, we will do it, they were like, appreciate a lot. Yeah, Paul, you're right. We back home, girlfriend, wife, they change idea. So the next day we went to the practice and I said to all of my teammates, and they disappeared. So they were not,
okay.
They didn't want to do anymore.
Yeah.
We went to the final. We were up by 8 points, 2 minutes to the end, 3 minutes in the end of the game, and we lost that game.
Okay.
So I was so upset with my teammates. Said, you are mother. You are like afraid of everything, scared. So we went to the semifinal against Virtus. We beat them 3-1. I went to the locker room and I told them, I don't give a I will do it something by myself. Don't worry. Do whatever you want. And I paint my hair red. Just one. I love it. Zanos Forte, my teammates, he did the same, red hair also. So I went on the court and I looks like chicken.
True. And Varese, they had this logo,
Yeah, the logo was Rooster.
Yeah, Roosters. Yeah.
And so, but nothing. I was like totally strange. Okay, strange or crazy. It depends which kind of point of view you want to have. But I had to put pressure on myself a little bit. We had like one psychology that they forced us to go to talk with him. I didn't want, but every Friday, not for all the season, but most of the time, and all the time he told me that I have to be completely different with you than everybody else, because to them I have to help them to be quiet, to don't feel the stress. With you, I have to do the opposite. I have to push you, put you pressure, and I did that to the end, probably because I want to feel not just the pressure, but I knew that if I do something plus, I had even more responsibility, because if you go like Valentino Rossi, the guy that drove moto,
Yes.
Big huge star. He said all the time that if you do something special, he had like differently celebration. He was funny, but he said whenever you do that, then the next race, you got much more pressure because if you lose, you look much more stupid than everybody. So I was more or less the same. I had that feeling that responsibility helps me to get really deep concentration
and push you to be the best. Let's say.
Yeah. And then I was like, of course, I feel like I was a rock star, you know.
You look like a singer from the Måneskin group, to be honest.
Like Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah. This is the story of your life.
This is so, but all my life I can say like this is strange story, and everybody tell me with you all the time is strange story, you know. So, but this is really strange story.
But where you were running from, and how did you find Giannis? I mean, what was the idea of this?
This is like
tunnel?
Coincidence, you know. They eject me.
Yeah.
In the third quarter, so I went to the locker room. But come back 1 second, please. This is the best ever. Watch. I jump on him. Don't stop. I jump on him. Continue, please. These guys with his friend of mine from Spain. I meet him, let me say, 4 years ago. I live in Formentera, this island close to Ibiza. And I meet him over there. He's ex-basketball player of Alba Berlino. He's from Valencia. He's one of the best person that I ever met in my life. He's so nice person. And he was working over there because he is coach of youth team of Alba Berlino. And we watched together last quarter. You can tell me...
In the locker room?
Yeah, we were in the locker room. You could tell me like years before, okay, in one moment you will be with Santi, the name of him is Santi. Santi Ibanez, you will be with Santi Ibanez coaching national team, you will watch the game.
Your team playing in Serbia and winning it.
Yeah, and then, doesn't matter. We went out and was 40 seconds to the end. So we were already, we could celebrate because the game was finished. And I went out and I was so happy. Of course, because we won, but of course, because they eject me. So you can imagine if we didn't win that game in Italy, they throw me up everything, you know, of course. So, but I didn't care about that. And I was so happy for my players. And I went out and I was running on the court and I saw, you cannot see from this point of view because the camera is behind Antetokounmpo. And in one moment I was running, you know, and I was going to the court, but he watched me. He watched me in everything, you know, like of course he knew that we were winning, and he watched me and he made huge smile. But he's a really nice guy. I don't know him very well, but just because of that smile, I can tell you 100% he's an amazing guy. Then I know a little bit more well his brother Thanasis, that is a really nice guy also. So, and he was smiling, like happy for us, you know, because he knows how much is important for all of us. And he gave me that feeling, you know, that confidence. And I made big jump, man. I didn't jump like this. I could dunk in his. I could dunk on him, you know. And the only thing that when I start to jump, hey, Donatas, believe me, I start to think just like a second like this. If he injured.
Exactly. Thank God he was catching you because you were running at him like a car.
I saw when I was jumping that he prepared himself like to. And I was like, hey, I feel safe, you know?
Because it was a solid grab, to be honest.
No, if you are not ready to... And then, you know, you can imagine like in basketball world said, hey, Antetokounmpo will not play. Why? Because Pozzecco jumped on him before and injured. So, fortunate. And the next day I saw him, of course, we were in the same hotel. And I was going out from the elevator and I meet him. And he was by himself. I say, hey... And I said, sorry, man, for yesterday. And he was so nice with me. He said, no, coach, don't worry, man. I appreciate that. Like, I saw your passion, blah, blah, blah. He's nice. He really is a nice guy.
Did you receive any email from Milwaukee Bucks? You know, they had like 6 persons in Greek national team to take care of him. And now watching this video, I'm like filing the complaint to police, you know, of threatening to injure my player. Really. Yeah. No message from Milwaukee. right?
No.
And of course, this is the follow-up sequence, right?
No, this is disaster, man, because I want to go in just to hug my player. And this is my physiotherapist, Roberto Johnny. And they were worried because everybody was saying, if you go on the court, you will not coach the next game. And I didn't care, you know. I want to just hug my player.
I think he was trying to explain it to you. That
No.
You shouldn't
of
be
course,
there.
he explained. I say, I will not go in, but let me go close. And this is my opinion, you know, like one of the best moments of my life, you know, not this
Of
one.
course. And you
When the
wanted
players
to be...
came to me, okay, okay, stop, please, because I'm embarrassed whenever I watch me again, you know. If you tell me, do you want to do this? I said, no.
Yeah.
Do you want to hug your player? See. Do you want to live with emotion? See. This is too much? No. No, okay, it's too much, but you cannot pretend to be like,
Yeah.
to live everything with emotion, but in the right moment, in the right way, you have to decide which kind of person you want to be. And I want to have, let me say, I want to celebrate with my player. I know which kind of sacrifice they do all together to achieve something. And they were doing, believe me, tough summer for all of them. And this is like,
Now we had the chance,
I can
yeah.
stop to practice. I can start to coach. I can stop to coach after this emotion. You understand what I mean? I don't need to win the medal. This is enough for me. Like
You're
the
working
relationship
for this
with my
moment.
player
Yeah.
is everything. You know, I leave players or coaches. You know, they wanna so they got different desire to win games, to let me say, to be estimated, to show that they can draw best sets ever. I like to be coach just because of the relationship with the player, nothing else.
I want to show you this clip, and I really think that, you know, that guy who was just fall in love with basketball, he would be proud of watching, you know, this guy doing these things about Allen Iverson. Then there is this, you know, and one play, and you won against Team USA in the friendly game, right?
Yeah.
In Germany.
Yeah, but okay, I explain why I'm like this. There is, for everything, there is a reason. I started to play when I was 4, and when I was when I was 10, I started to play also soccer. So I played soccer and basketball until I was 17. Then my father, that is coach, basketball coach, he told me one night, you have to decide which kind of sport you want to continue, because you have to stop to do both. And the next day he came to my house and he preferred that I play soccer, so he let me say it. Not more than push me. He said, okay, you will play soccer, huh? Because I could play in his team. So I have so big desire to, you know, like to play for my father, you know. But then the next day he told me, okay, you will play soccer. So I had the feeling that he doesn't like to add me on his roster, you know. So I was unhappy, but I'm proud. I say, yes, of course, I got to play soccer. So when I was 17, for 3 months I didn't play basketball. That is so strange for, let me say, I don't want to be full of myself, but definitely I was a good player. So for that kind of player that I was, when you are 17, at least you are like professional player. And I was not even basketball player. So then I start to play again in 5th division, and I played 2 seasons in 5th division. So until 90 years old, I played just for fun. I earned like 50 euros every month. Oh. And I remember that every victory they gave us home court, 10 euros, away 20. So I didn't play also for the money. I was just like amateur.
Yeah.
And then when I start to play as professional player, my mind was already, you know, built as basketball player, you know. And I was amateur. In my mind, I continue to play as an amateur, but they pay me a lot. And so I continue to play for fun. That's like my life changed. And my life was different to compare with all basketball player, or most of the basketball player, because I continued to play for fun, because until 20 years I was just amateur. That's something that in that moment, I didn't appreciate. I didn't, I was not happy because I played as amateur, but changed my life. My entire life, my approach with basketball was totally different with everybody. The only let me say, thing that was then difficult to handle, that all the coaches that I had in my life, they had to coach one midget, crazy. That was not professional. Mm-hmm. I was more professional than everybody, because if you likes to do something, you put much more effort than you cannot push one guy to do something better than if he likes to do that. If I ask you, if I give you money, if you have to do for for a pleasure, the best way that it convince you to do something is if you enjoy. And I was professional, but I was, let me say, amateur. So I was kind of strange basketball player to the end. And the coach, of course, they never coached before one human being, not even similar than me. So it was tough, really tough relationship with all of them. But not because I was a bad guy, because I was something totally different. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. That became your strength, let's say. Oh, this one was also interesting.
No, man. Now we are starting to talk about coach.
Because I saw coaches throwing their jackets away during games. I saw players tearing their shirts, but I never saw the head coach, tearing his shirt as well.
Those the let me say picture that we saw before when I was with my players. That's like positive emotion that basketball give me. This is negative emotion that I live on the court. In this moment, people doesn't realize, but I'm suffering like nobody. And my reaction is because of the emotion that I'm living, But of course, is not so easy to understand because I think that it's too much even for me to have that kind of reaction. But whatever you can see, I got inside. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah, you're open, let's say, with your emotions.
Yeah,
everybody.
I cannot be different, And because why I was in Varese, I played there 8 years. Everybody loves me over there. I love all of them, and I be there as a coach. And was my first year in first division, and I was playing my future as a coach, my present, of course, but even my past, because as a basketball player, I didn't want to change, the idea that all of the fans, the love, the emotion that every time that we meet each other, they have, they show me. And so I didn't want to change that. It was too much, man. It was too much for me.
This one, to me, was
This is the same, This is like the first game we were scheduled a joke with me and put like first game derby. So I came back in Varese after 12 years. First game derby in home.
Okay. This is your first game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my first game in first division in Varese.
Wow.
After 12 years.
You look like celebrating, final series or third place series or something.
No. And then, we have pre-season with 0 victory.
Okay.
And I was so under pressure. But whenever I said under pressure, I hate that everybody's thinking that they put you pressure. No. If you love what you do, you put pressure on yourself by yourself.
And
since then he told me, hey, we have to be focused on different points. I said, but fuck you, man. We have about different point.
By the way, I had a question. What was the victory for you as a head coach that proved you that you can actually become a successful head coach? Because we're talking about early years of you head coaching,
Whenever my players happened yesterday, or even today with Benji, with Eimantas Benzius, that I realized that I got great relationship with them. You cannot even compare with one victory. Of course, I know that victories help us to have even better relationship. You work because of you want to work and you want to achieve victories. So victories help you to have like better relationship. But to me, it's so important the relationship that I build with the player. And whenever I understand during the daily that somebody wrote me or said something on newspaper or I meet them because we play against and I have the feeling that they likes me, that's huge. That's huge for me. That's the most important part of my job by far. And then I think that, for example, I have that, let me say, that relationship with them because to the end they got that feeling. Basketball coaches need players to win the game. Mm-hmm. Basketball player doesn't need coaches to win the game. If you take out the players, coach cannot win.
Makes sense.
If you take off a coach, they can play the game and win the game. You know, they got that feeling that I know. I know that I'm not necessary. I have to be there just to help them to win the game. Mm. And most of the time, coach, you know, feeling of the coach is like they use the players to win the game. Mm-hmm. That's normally, you know, like they know that without player that they cannot win the game. And this is my opinion, the difference between and most of the coaches that I had and that they coach even right now, you know. I don't need to win the game. I just want to be there to help them. And so everything changed. And I know that in any case, without them, I'm zero. That's
interesting thoughts. I have never heard anything like that from the head coach, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because they coach, they are, all of them, they are mad with me because I said something that, you know, you can say, okay, now president cannot pay us, but I got good contract, so they pay me because even if I think this, I think that I can help the players a lot, just because I think that I'm not necessary.
And you know, this is this young guy, Coach Pozzecco, and now
young coach, a little bit more young.
You were a little bit more young, and now you're getting a phone call from Tony Parker, one of the best European players.
No, I received one message, 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, and I wake up early because I got daughter, you know, 8 months old, and she wake up more or less 6:37, so I wake up with her, and they told me night before probably Tony Parker will call you tomorrow, and I said okay. And when I wake up, I said, okay, well, I just check my phone, just if I got message, but of course it's not possible. And when I watch, I said, oh my, in Italy is so famous, Gianni Agnelli. Gianni Agnelli was the owner of Fiat. Okay. That is the owner also, of course, of Juventus. Avvocato Agnelli was huge. And all the time he called the players 6 in the morning. But Tony Parker wake up also before than Gianni Agnelli. That is something.
Unless he was in San Antonio or he was in Europe.
No, he was in Europe.
He was in Europe.
But then he called, let me say, I sent him a message, hey, President, you can call me whenever you want. I wake up and he called me after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and I asked him immediately, hey, what's wrong with you? Because if you're, not now, but if you receive a call from Gianmarco Pozzecco when he was basketball player 5:30, it means that
he's in trouble.
No, he didn't go to sleep. He's like
he was drinking all night probably, or he's in trouble as well.
No,
afterwards.
He didn't go to sleep, so he didn't wake up. It was just from the night before, and he told me that he wake up so early every day. Okay. And in my opinion, I more or less did that statistic that the guy that do something in his life, got success, they wake up early. And Tony he got success with basketball and with business. Yeah. I told you that I love boxer. I don't lie you, man.
for me, this clip shows
No,
that
it's
you're
so
just
fun.
living the life, to be honest. And I had just had this, sincere question. Do you
Okay.
take those moments, I hope you're not taking those moments for granted. You're jumping on Giannis after celebrating a huge win with your national team. Now you're in the World Cup with the national team as the head coach of the national team. You're meeting Manny Pacquiao at his home.
Okay, one time Marco Jaric teach me one thing, even if he's much more young than me. Not teach me, but he shows me which kind of view he had it, and more or less I understood that they had the same. He said, "I love basketball." One time he was playing for Madrid. He came to play in Milano. We have one night together, and we were talking. And in one moment he told me, like, I realized in my life that I love basketball, but also that I love so much basketball because basketball gave me opportunity that without I couldn't live. In that moment, his wife was one of the most beautiful girls in the world. So blah blah blah, but not just that. To meet important person to live something. For example, I played in King in Moscow and was big. Helped me a lot. I was different after those 2 years, and I improved. I grow up as a person, so, and I think the same, that basketball give you opportunities, and I've been there, and I remember I was working for Sky when he fight with Mayweather, and I went to the, let me say, Italian owner of Sky, and I told him, let me go to Vegas, and I will do something around the match.
Okay.
And I told him a month before, it will be amazing even.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not so important, box, blah, 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 stuff like that. And then when everything happened, he calls me, said, you were right. You were right. And so I'm big fan of Pacquiao. And of course, I know that he's huge legend over there. And so, and he loves basketball. He told me when I was in his house, we were talking, and
all Filipinos love basketball.
Yeah. And he told me when there was lockdown because of the COVID. I said I invite all the teams to play in my house because I asked him, do you have a basketball court on this house? I said no. I got another house around Manila, and over there I got 2 courts. And in one, I want to finish the championship of the league. So I said, which kind of house you got? And he's really polite, humble, nice person. And we play chess. He beat me.
You're a good chess player because I used to play chess in my youth age. Yeah.
Now I ask to, because most of the time I play with Medley, I play with all of the players, but I lost, and I tell him after the chess, I told him, okay, we got a rematch, box rematch.
No.
And he was laughing, man. He's a really nice person. He invited me to his house, and then, but the next day we played against, I think, Serbia, and I don't want to give bad signal to my players. So he invited me for the dinner, and there was also Klay Thompson at the dinner. But I just went there, let me say, at 7 p.m. I stayed with him 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then I came back because I had the game. I didn't want to stay there.
You skipped dinner with Klay Thompson as well.
Yeah.
For your team.
Yeah. But okay, I have to sacrifice sometimes something. But he was nice.
It was Gianmarco Pozzecco. Thanks for the film session, one and only.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Donatas.